Hey everyone, this is Sendoh, and over the last few hours Valve has released a rather controversial statement about the future of competitive Counter-Strike 2. Right in the middle of a major, they've decided to change the competition format once again, and in fact this decision is so bad it could destroy the future of a large number of teams. So today we're going to talk about this and what implications it will have in the long run. Let's go! Today's video is sponsored by Keydrop, the leading case opening platform. Open all kinds of themed cases, upgrade your skins, and take part in exciting battles. And wait, that's not all. By using the code sendoh, not only do you get a bonus when depositing money on the site, but you also get access to all kinds of giveaways, with thousands of dollars in prizes. You'll find the link to my code and the giveaways in the description below. And most importantly, it's only for those over 18 and with money you can afford to spend. Always play responsibly, no fun, no game. For many years there were different paths to qualify for the Counter-Strike Major. The top 8 teams would go straight to the legend stage of the tournament without needing to go through a qualifier. The rest had to play a series of qualifying matches to get into the most important tournament of the game. There was a closed RMR with teams that were already qualified based on sporting merit, and then a few slots were reserved for the winners of the open qualifiers. In other words, any team had a shot at reaching the final qualifier to get into the major. In fact, that was the path Movistar KOI took for the Copenhagen Major. They started from the very first phase and made it all the way to the most important and vital tournament for any Counter-Strike team. After that major, Valve started making changes, supposedly to make the competition more fair. They were going to eliminate the RMRs and instead hold a close qualifier where teams could participate depending on their ranking points. This means that throughout the year, the more tournaments teams play, the more points they can get to qualify for the major. Still, they would have to qualify through this small tournament. They even expanded the format to 32 teams, with 3 preliminary phases before the playoffs, just as we've seen in this major. Valve probably thought this would create more excitement, but in reality, in terms of top-tier teams, this tournament has been a disaster. They're all being crushed by teams nobody expected to even win a match. Legacy going 3-0 through the stage, Falcons getting eliminated, Lean Vision making it to the 3rd phase and proving to everyone that the Chinese region is far from dead. All of this has triggered a response from Valve, and halfway through the tournament they've already announced that this situation is going to end. The organizers of the next major, which will be held in Budapest, have released a rather concerning statement. Valve has issued an important update which impacts the entire CS2 competitive ecosystem this season, including the path to StarLadder Budapest Major 2025. The Fall 2025 Major Regional Qualifiers (MRQs) will be officially cancelled, which means that 32 teams will get direct invites to the Budapest Major based on BRS Valve regional standings. The invited date remain unchanged, October 8th, 2025. Valve shared a brief explanation on the changes. One of the goals of the BRS is to standardize community events so that they can be integrated with the majors. At this point, we believe that a separate qualification process for the major is both unnecessary and disruptive. Therefore, we've made the decision to cancel the Fall 2025 MRQs. Instead, the 32 teams participating in the Budapest Major will be invited directly from the BRS. From an organizational standpoint, having the 32 major participants qualify directly based on their point ranking could lead to more tournaments being held, more teams wanting to play more matches, and in general, a more active competitive scene than ever. But the reality is that this is not the case at all. This move by Valve will cause a large number of teams to disappear forever, and only organizations with money and resources will be able to reach the major. In Europe, there are indeed a lot of tournaments, so smaller organizations can slowly earn some points to rise in the rankings. But if everything is based on points, the most important tournaments, the ones that give out the most points, will only be played by the same teams as always. To qualify, you'll need a lot of points, and if you're a smaller team, that opportunity will never come. For other regions, this is an absolute disaster. In Latin America, the number of tournaments is very limited, so if they don't play much, they won't earn points. And if they don't earn points, they won't be able to participate in major tournaments. And if they can't participate in major tournaments, it will be impossible to qualify for a major. The Counter-Strike scene in South America is amazing. World-class talent comes from there, and organizing everything based on a point ranking will take away the opportunity from so many players. It's clear that this move is no coincidence. To preserve the show of upcoming majors, they would rather have matches between teams like Vitality, Falcons or Na'Vi, then have someone like Lin Vision come in and school some of the big name teams. It doesn't generate hype when a small team starts ruining matches for teams that have a much larger audience. These changes also leave a lot of unanswered questions because the major always had certain slots reserved for the different regions of the world. That way, all regions could be represented. But if it's just the top 32 in the world, a huge number of teams will be completely left out, so we'll have to wait and see what else Valve has to say about this. Honestly, it's a worrying situation. Many small team owners are already announcing that they won't be investing their money into Counter-Strike because starting from scratch is going to be totally impossible under this point system. In the long run, we'll only be able to enjoy matches from big teams and that's it. There won't be those surprises at the majors anymore, where more humble teams manage to stand up to organizations worth millions. That's about all I have to say. I hope you liked the video. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date with everything CS2 related. I'm Sendoh and I'm signing off for now.